name is Jason Miller, founder of AspenNow Solutions, and we're about to unlock the power of ServiceNow. Want to thank all 1,252 subscribers. Never thought that we'd get to this amount, and I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, all you have to do is click subscribe, and you're basically facilitating the mission of transferring knowledge to people who need it most. I promise I'm never going to give out the user data to any third party, so any sort of data that comes across me in terms of notifications on who you are and all that stuff, that remains with me, and it will be under lock and key. So just wanted to put that out there. Today, what we are going to do is look at the incident form, and we've received a requirement that we want, or the help desk wants, the state field when it's pending shipment, that the on hold reason will change to awaiting vendor. So how are we going to do this? We're going to do this with a client script, OnChange Client Script to be more specific, because they want it to change right on the form, meaning that the user actually sees this happening. So I'll show you right now, pending shipment, changes to awaiting vendor. And now we can look under the hood and say, okay, what actually makes this trigger, right? So the state field is triggering the on hold reason. So we're going to go to incident.config, and when we do that, we're going to go to our client scripts, and I created one called set hold reason to awaiting vendor. One thing I love about this layout here, the .config, is that it basically tells you everything that's going on with the incident application. I mean, there could be some other things going on too, but this is going to give you pretty much a nice little tab layout, so that way you can move back and forth. You can look at your dictionary entries, business rules, etc. So let's go over to our script, and we'll see here the table is incident, type is on change, meaning that when this field changes, this one right here, state, something else is supposed to happen. And if you don't know script, no problem. I'm going to break it down for you. We're basically going to have all this standard jargon up here, but what we want to concentrate on is down here. So basically what we're saying is, and this is commented out, right? So whenever you do this double forward slash, it's going to comment this stuff out. Also, if you wanted to comment just part of this line out, you could do this, and then we would do something like an asterisk this way, and you can see like all this stuff right here comes to life. So I just wanted to point that out. But we'll go back to 2 forward slashes, and as you can see, there are all those errors over there lining up telling us that, hey, we need to end this thing, right? So this line is commented out, just telling us when the state is set to pending shipment, the on hold reason will change to awaiting vendor, and then we created this variable that is state, and then G form, and probably, you know what, people will be angry that I used the capital letter, but for this demonstration, that's fine. You'll probably want to use lowercase. It's all up to your organization how you do this stuff. So basically what we're saying is, hey, get the value state, and then if state equals, and remember, state is one of those tricky fields that it has that label, but it's actually an integer. So we have here -50, and you're probably saying, like, hey, Jason, how do I figure out where to get that value from? Well, we'll show you that right now. So in .config, you would go to your dictionary entries, and then you would find state. And yes, it does come from the task table, but we're looking at the ones. So when we go to the state field, basically we'll see here it's coming from task, but if we scroll down here to the choices, we want the ones that are hitting the incident table, because task extends down into the incident table. Here we found pending shipment, and see, this would be a classic mistake from beginners. They'd probably try to put in the label of pending shipment, but what we want to use is the value, right? So the value for this is -50. That's where we get that from. So now let's go back to our script here, and then we're going to say, okay, set the value for hold reason to 4, which is that awaiting vendor. So we have 2 integer fields here, and basically the key is, remember, just go back to that value column. Whatever is there is what you want to use, and populate right here. And then I even put in a second one here for the comments, because I wanted the comments to automatically populate to item has been shipped. Now, one thing I wanted to note is that if you try to do this with a reference field, you're going to have to use, you can't use this set value. There's something else that you have to use in order to make that happen. So maybe I will do another video on that in the future. So let's see if this works. I'm going to uncomment this and bring this to life, so to speak. So now this should populate our comments fields. So now let's go take a look at our incident here. So I'm going to reload the form and click leave. And now let's change state to pending shipment. Awaiting vendor, perfect. Item has been shipped. Now let's try to submit. Okay, no problems. There we go. So that gives you an idea of how you can use a client script to make things happen. We'll see here in the activity log that the note was added. So it does everything that we want it to do. So again, I'll show you, I'll display the script on the screen. Also, if you want a copy of this, just hit me up on LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to send it to you. My name's Jason Miller, founder of AspenNow Solutions, and we've just unlocked the power of ServiceNow.